attorney Michael Avenatti has been found guilty of what? Stealing $300,000 from his own client, Stormy Daniels. And now Avenatti is headed not to the White House, but to the Big House. It remains an open question what his sentence is going to be. But just to refresh, I've talked about this case before. Avenatti was accused, and he's now found guilty of doing what? Well, when Stormy Daniels signed up to write a book, she was apparently offered an advance of $800,000, but payable in 3 installments. So she got the first installment, but then Avenatti, when the second and third installment were due, Avenatti set up his own account, and he essentially masqueraded as Stormy Daniels. And he got the money sent not to Stormy Daniels, but to his account. So he intercepted her money and took it for himself and used it on his own luxuries and to buy this and to buy that and to settle this debt and so on. And so Stormy Daniels like, where's the money? And Avenatti kept sort of putting her off and lying to her. And in any case, so she finally reported him. And so it turns out that he was found guilty not just of theft, but also of wire fraud and of impersonating another person. So this is bad, because when you add all this up, we're looking at, the aggravated identity theft charge, that carries a mandatory 2 years. So we know we're not going to be seeing Avenatti for the next 2 years unless he's going to be doing CNN interviews with Brian Stelter from prison. Brian Stelter, what happened? What happened to you? I thought you were such a promising prospect. And then, of course, there was Anna Navarro, who compared Avenatti to the Holy Spirit. So the Holy Spirit is apparently now going to be eating prison food. But the wire fraud charge carries a maximum penalty of 20 years. Now, do I think Avenatti will get 20 years? No. But he's going to get some years, and those will be on top of the 2 years. So this is a guy we may not be seeing for a while. And of course, here's Avenatti to the jury. I was her advocate. I was her champion. I put everything on the line. But this is the standard recipe of it. I was doing her a favor. Robbing her was really in her own best interest. And U.S. Assistant U.S. Attorney Robert Sobelman, quote, the defendant was a lawyer who stole from his own client. She thought he was her advocate, but he betrayed her, and he told lies to try to cover it up. The defendant's lies and betrayal were all exposed. I can't say, I don't feel schadenfreude or just sort of delight in Avenatti's misery, but this is a vicious dude who thought he was unstoppable, who was apparently, Trump's going to end up in jail. I'm going to make sure that Trump ends up in jail. And of course, it's not Trump who's put Avenatti in jail. The guy who's responsible for Avenatti heading to prison is none other than Michael Avenatti.